so beautiful.
It really is. And this light, let's hope we can keep the light. Okay. Today we are talking to Agata. She is a Polish lady who's a citizen of the world, I think I would say. We are in London right now, okay? We met at the event called Innovating in Africa.
Yes.
Why don't you introduce yourself and just mention the few things that we are going to focus on in this conversation?
Starting from my journey, yes, I was born in Poland and grew up in Poland. It was an interesting journey for me being in Poland because I was always standing out somehow.
Blonde, blue, not blue-eyed, but
not really.
It makes me laugh when you say this because I was born in Poland.
Okay, it's true. That is that I cannot even, compete with this.
I think you stood out as a person, like your personality.
Yes, this is why we were talking before. It must have been an experience for you being different in Poland. It not necessarily being different, just different mindset. I think that manifests with me. That manifested in the way I behaved. That manifested in the way I wear my clothes. I was always very colorful. I remember now I had a purple hair for quite a while.
I wish you had your dreadlocks. When I met Agata 2 weeks ago now, I guess.
Yes.
You had these.
I cut,
You cut, oh no.
Yeah, after 17 or 16 years, yes, my dreadlocks, I have, changed. It's a change. It was...
No, but 2 weeks ago you had dreadlocks.
Oh, this was a hairstyle, yeah.
Oh, okay,
this was another hairstyle, yes, I have made.
So she looks super Rasta. Today she just looks African, like an African Polish lady.
True. With my wrap, yes. So I think we have to mention going from Poland to England, which happened very quickly actually, since I was free to go. I left Poland. What I was saying, I just want to finish the sentence because the way I think Polish consciousness, I respect and I love Poland and Polish people, but as I was mentioning, because we have not colonized any African country, we don't actually have any people who don't look like Polish people in Poland, right? Right. So I think me even looking like a different color hair or clothes, this was always something for people to kind of, this was
That's
something
so
to bring attention, right? So I remember when I landed in London for the first time. This was the greatest feeling because no one really cares. No one pays attention if you are here with the bathrobe or if you are wearing whatever. No one really pays attention, and I love this. I remember I love this. Apart from the fact that I was exposed to different cultures, different nationalities.
Languages.
The whole world is in England.
London.
Yeah, exactly. London. Sorry, yeah, that's it. Yeah. So it was for me opening the door to many things that I didn't know that exist, that I didn't know I gravitate to. Even in Poland, I would look for like reggae music since that must have been like 80s when we used to have tapes. Or I was looking for like Rasta information. We didn't have internet. It was very hard for me to get to where I was. Like I was focused on something subconsciously, but it was very hard for me to find it.
But when how did you become interested? Where in Poland did you grow up, and when did you become interested in Rasta movement? In reggae music? When did that happen?
It's true. I think I went to the concert called Stage of Unity. I think this was the name, and it was like reggae ska, and I kind of something woke up inside of me. And obviously the Bob Marley has always inspired me. The music, it just made me move, made me happy, made me feel alive, made me see the colors that I was looking for everywhere in Poland. I couldn't find.
Where did you grow up in Poland?
I grew up in not far from Krakow, in Oświęcim. Yes, so this place, has got its own history. Obviously, it's got its own energy there. I have been to the museum a million times when I was growing up, and
you have to hold it a little bit closer. It's one of it's an amateur mic.
Yeah.
It's one of those that you're supposed to have like attached to. I'm just improvising. We'll get there. Okay.
Okay. So yes, so slowly I found what I needed to find at that time. I think it was music mainly, where I found my freedom. So moving from Poland, from my studying, then I decided when I was free I could move around anywhere I want. I decided to come to London by myself, on my own, being responsible for everything I do, being, paying my bills and everything.
At 17.
No, that was I was kind of finishing my training, teaching English, studying. So that
okay.
was 20. I was like 22, I think.
Okay.
22. But I was going to London since I was 17. Yeah,
that was the first. Time.
That was the first time when I went there. Every summer, we can escape. So moving to London now, I have been introduced to Jamaican community. There's a long story to it, but
before you came to London?
No, in London. I have gravitated to obviously the clubs only for Jamaican people, the reggae. I was going everywhere by myself because none of my friends would go or be interested in this, so I was there by myself. But it was amazing. I think I have fulfilled what I needed to fulfill. I was when I was meant to be, and I met the people that I meant to meet. So finally I was ready to make the trip to Jamaica at some point, because that was always the dream, right? To go and see Jamaica, to see what this music and where is this energy is coming from.
Wow.
So I've made my trip to Jamaica by myself for the first time.
Who does that? You're blonde, right? Because
yeah, I was.
Blonde, beautiful.
Yes. With curly, I had a long curly hair. Yeah, they were worried about me in the plane. Actually, in the plane there was a woman, because there is a longer story to it also. But yeah, I will just cut it short. I didn't know. Well, I did not plan it. I didn't plan it right, and I just had the ticket, so I had to go. I didn't even know where I was going, where I'm going to stay in Jamaica.
Please do not try this at home. Don't do what she has done.
But yes, it was actually the best 2 weeks of my life.
But don't do it.
Because on the top of everything, something happened that my phone did not work. Okay, I unlocked the phone purposely, so when I arrive in Jamaica, I can put my SIM card and I can let everyone know I'm safe. My phone did not work for 3-4 days. Oh my gosh.
I'm still waiting for the best part, the best time of my life. I'm just you crazy.
It was such a peaceful, because there was no one. I mean, they must have known that I have arrived somewhere. I guess people were worried about me a bit, because they told me.
Where did you stay?
I met a lady in the plane. That was
at least a lady. It was a lady. Thank God.
Yes, she was English lady, and she had booked the taxi to come to the airport to pick her up, and she was going to Negril. So Negril, which is Negril is I would recommend, if you're going to Jamaica for the first time, Negril is the best place to go, because it's safe, it's beautiful, the beach is amazing, and there's lots of things to do.
I see.
So I decided to go with her and just book a hotel there for 5 days. I remembered I booked a hotel for 5 days, and then she was only staying there for 1 week. So after she left, I had to make my trip. So I started to travel. I went to St. Anne's, and I went to travel a little actually to meet
St. Anne's.
Yes, and then I was on my way to Blue Mountains, the most beautiful, but we never reached there. I never reached there actually, but yes, it was my time. It was the time for me to explore, to be free finally in the environment. I cannot never forget my journey in the taxi. It was the first time I was in Jamaica, and it was this beautiful feeling like you arrived home. But I did not know then there is Africa. Okay, I did not know.
We'll get to Africa. For those of you who are waiting, she now lives in Tanzania.
Yes, there is such a place. There is such a place. There's places, because Jamaica experience for me. Okay, I was there as I wasn't there as a tourist. Okay, my husband is a Jamaican. We met actually the second or third time I went to Jamaica. I met my husband, And
So
we
you went there a bunch of times. It wasn't just one
no
time.
no it was few times. Yes.
You know what?
So
What's amazing to me is I speak to Jamaicans, like Jamaicans.
mhm.
They're like, I'm not going to Jamaica. Jamaica is dangerous. People die
Yeah,
there.
I know.
And you got on a plane,
I know.
not
By
knowing
myself.
where you were going,
I know.
on your own,
I know.
blonde, beautiful young girl.
I mean, you can say this is the stereotypes, right?
Mhm.
Which I am the exact cancellation, right? Or the opposite, because I break all of them, right?
I mean, it's just wild. I don't know. I'm still trying to. I'm
It's-
still trying to understand if she's crazy or just extremely. I mean, she's brave. I can tell you that already. But I just want to establish whether she's crazy.
We
as well
must
as
be
brave.
a
Are
little
you
bit crazy. There's a song, right? We have to be a bit of crazy to survive.
That's true. I mean, I get
We must be a
crazy.
little
I'm
bit-
a
we
little
have
crazy
to.
too.
We have to, and you can call it craziness, but for me, it was just fulfilling
living.
my decision. This was fulfilling my destiny. I needed to be in Jamaica, and
At
I'm
that
going.
time.
Yes.
And I believe the same. And I said it in my last vlog actually. That if you are fulfilling your purpose, you are safe. You know, because sometimes people are like, people. When I'm in Ghana, people tell me, "Don't go out, don't go out, don't do anything, don't talk to anyone." No,
Yes.
that's not life. That's existing. That's not living.
Yes.
I believe that if you are fulfilling your purpose, if you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, you will be okay. You will be safe. God will keep you safe. This woman, I'm just gonna skip right through to Tanzania. In 2020, was it 2020? She went on the internet. This girl, you need to keep her away from the internet. In the pandemic, she was not having, the lockdown and all that stuff, which I totally get. She went on the internet. She saw tickets to Tanzania. She bought them. And how many weeks later were you in Tanzania?
Weeks. It was 7 days since I booked the ticket. I was in Tanzania. Oh my god. Oh my god. It sounds like that when you actually retelling the story. It sounds like what?
It sounds like madness, but you know what? I get it. I understand it
Yeah.
because it was prison. What
Yeah.
we're going through
Yeah.
here, it was
Everyone
prison.
knows. Everyone
However, I mean, she bought the tickets to Tanzania. She had never been to Africa before. She, let's just say, it was just you and your 2 children, right?
Yes.
Sheba being on the autism spectrum, Africa is not accustomed to that. Let's just say that. I mean, I'll let you tell the story. Can we just skip right through to Tanzania just for a moment? Because, yes, let's do it.
So after experiencing Jamaica, okay, and the beauty how it is, I mean, Jamaica is beautiful. It's got this beautiful energy, and I love it 100%. But one thing about Jamaica is that you do have to watch your back.
Right, so okay.
Every moment you have to be aware where you are, where you're going to the car with. You basically have to be aware, especially if you don't know, like you don't have family there, or you don't have like relatives or anyone who can show you things. You have to rely on those who you meet or those who you trust. So when I arrived to Tanzania, beautiful Tanzania, which is the best country in the world, truly, for me, this is my home. This is where I found myself. So when I arrived to Zanzibar, because I have booked the flight to Zanzibar because I have watched the video on internet, and they said there is no vaccine required, no COVID test required, and we can just go there. And
So that was how you made the decision.
That was how I made the decision, because we were planning to go to Gambia. I was planning a project there with few other Rasta women, with few other big women, serious women, about education, about modern way of educating our children, not the old-fashioned way, as
Systemic
because
way.
we are all homeschooling our children.
I love it.
On the top of everything.
I'm for homeschooling, by the way.
Yes.
I'm not doing it at the moment, but I would love to, and I'm for it.
Yes, it's the best way. I mean, to grow up these beautiful children. Yes, so Tanzania. Okay, so first thing I have felt about Tanzania when I arrived there, it was as beautiful as Jamaica. I felt like Jamaican spirit and beautiful nature and the warmth and the beauty and the palm trees and the atmosphere. The biggest difference straight away that I noticed was the people. The people of Tanzania are the most beautiful, amazing, loving human beings on this planet. They are so kind, so honest. I mean, it's good to be amongst people, if it's Jamaica or Africa, who don't hide the feelings. You know, it's good to be able to express. Because in London, everyone is walking down like this. No one is smiling. No one is saying hi to each other. There's no culture. There's no community. There is none. There is nothing to, for us to keep the works really
and
moving
especially
forward.
at that time, especially during the pandemic, like the lockdown.
Oh my gosh,
was
the lockdown, it was because we are always out. We are every day. We have activities before when we went to school. We had every day we had activities. We were doing all kind of things, starting from African dance, capoeira, football, skating, ice skating, horses. There was a lot of things. So when they cut this down, everything. It was impossible. It was impossible, literally impossible, because we are used to being out. We are used to being exploring and doing things and learning things, and so when I made that decision, I had a really huge grounds to make that decision, because it was
I understand.
For everyone, much less for me with an autistic child, and another one, very on very high energy. Not to classify him with any.
Aizana, yes. He's not here, but he's
not
lovely.
Here.
He's an amazing child.
He is an amazing son. Beautiful, my life. So we, as I said, coming back to the story, we have felt totally different, approach to life and the people, how they were respecting life. In Jamaica, there is so much to say, but as people know, whatever they say in the news is not all the truth, but it is a place where you do have to be aware of what you're doing, and you must not go, there's rules that you must follow. If you don't follow them, you might find yourself in a dangerous situation, basically. So it's like that. And Tanzania on the other side.
Sorry about this. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Ona mogła iść do szkoły. Jak ją zostawiłam w szkole, ona jest autystyczna, potrzebuje one-to-one support. One more time.
Po polsku, trochę po polsku, trochę po angielsku.
Ale to jestem ja.
Okay. No, because when we talk, we switch. It's like when you talk to a Polish person who lives in England, it's standard. Like we switch between Polish and English. Yes.
So anyway, my daughter is autistic and she needs the one-to-one support. When I dropped her at school, I saw all the children going in together and were studying in the corridor, and her one-to-one teacher, she had a mask on her face, so my daughter, she needs to read the lips in order to communicate. So I was thinking that's a bit pointless going to school and in this kind of circumstances. I was very upset. I fight for it so hard, and then this is what I got. So I was driving back, and it was 9 o'clock, as you know. We started 9 o'clock, few minutes past 9 o'clock, and the streets were empty. It was foggy. It was January. Ghost town. And I said, no, it's enough. And when I arrived home, my son was there. Aizana was not going to school. So I just said, yeah, let's do it, Aizana, let's go. We are going to Africa.
Oh my God, this is so beautiful. As crazy as this sounds to me, this is just beautiful, because I was dying.
I know.
I was on my own with 3 kids. I was literally losing my mind.
I know. And a few days ago, I received a video, on a group. It was not even one of my friends, and this was this man sitting on the beach in Zanzibar with all his fruits in front of him, and I'm there in Enfield, locked down in the room, and he's there, and he said, and there is no need for vaccine, there's no need for COVID test, we can just
Was he like a British guy or?
Yeah, British. You see, I just arrived here from London. I said, okay, that's it. He arrived from London. I am in London. Okay, I didn't even look Tanzania. I just booked Zanzibar, exactly where he was.
Who does that?
And we were there a few literally days after I saw this video. We were there.
By we, you mean you and
Me
your
and the children.
2 children.
Yes.
So on your own.
Yes.
Right. Let's just make that clear.
Yes.
I mean, let's just if it's okay to plug
Yes,
in.
yes,
that,
yes,
you know,
yes.
You and your Jamaican husband had separated.
Oh yes, a long time ago. Yes, long time ago. Many reasons. Yes. So I am with my children for more than like 8 years, I think. Yeah, we are doing great. I give thanks. So so Tanzania, we arrived in Zanzibar, a beautiful paradise. This is a paradise. Everybody has to go to Zanzibar if you can, because this place is so peaceful. At the same time, the people, they are so welcoming and loving and pure, and Zanzibar is the most beautiful place in the world for me.
I'm coming. I mean, she sold me on Tanzania. I'm on my way.
I have been in many places, but Tanzania, it's not only the beauty of the place, but the people. The people, they are amazing. So I just want to mention one more thing. When I booked the flight, it was actually like all my savings, I had on one side went on the flight tickets, and there was no turning back from that. And when I went to sleep that night when I booked the flight, I did have I was shivering.
Oh my god.
And I was thinking, I had that thought, what I have done. Like, where am I going? I don't even know anyone in there. What? This is the middle of the end of the world. It's like I don't even know if I'm going to make it through the airport. Right?
Because there was no visa.
There was no aeroplanes. Like, there was, everything was stopped. Like, I did not even know if I'm going to. So I didn't even tell anyone I'm going.
Oh my god.
Like I told my mom, Mama, I love you. I told my mom the day before, 2 days before, because I didn't want anyone to kind of, energetically.
It would have been very easy to kill that.
Yes, I didn't want
when you do such things, you can't tell people who won't understand.
Exactly.
Who will be afraid for you.
Yes, that was the word. I could not let those who were afraid for me. Thank you, because then they would put the fear on me, and I didn't want that.
You cannot.
I've had enough. Yeah, I've had enough of struggle.
Let me just say, when you do crazy things like that in life, you cannot afford to be afraid. Like your own fear, whatever is there, like it's enough. Don't let other people's fears in, because you can't do courageous. I'll call this courage. I will call this courage.
Yes. It's disturbing, the energy, I know I'm going, no matter what, I'm leaving this place.
It was hell though, like it was hell.
Yes.
At that time, London was hell on earth. Let me just say this to you.
The whole world really.
The whole world, but you know what, Africa wasn't as bad as here.
No.
They had a short lockdown. They were okay. That's why everybody was running to Ghana. That's why everybody was running to Africa during lockdown. That's why we have.
It was so funny.
Europe was hell.
Yes.
Let's talk about Tanzania. So you how did you find a place? You didn't have a place where you were going to stay.
No. So that night when I booked the flight and I went to sleep, it was very terrifying. Okay, it was very scary. And then the next day, things started to fall into a place. I have actually realized that I spoke to someone who is in Tanzania maybe a couple of months ago, because I thought they were in Gambia, where we went to go.
Oh, okay.
And this person was in Tanzania. Beautiful Uncle Iman, bless you. We love you so much. Uncle Iman was the person who I know of through the neighbor, through someone.
From in England?
In England, not even my neighbor, her husband, her partner, whatsoever. So we found this beautiful man who, as every Tanzanian person truly, is a beautiful. He literally took, he and his wife literally took responsibility for me. It felt so amazing. I've never felt that in my life. I have never met that man. And we have been talking, and I said, okay, Uncle Iman, we are coming to Tanzania. We're not going to Gambia, because by the way, Gambia have blocked all the flights in November. We were meant to go to Gambia, and November there was no flights going to Gambia. Something happened, I don't remember, but there was a reason for it. So we had to find another solution. So Tanzania was my place to be. Like now I know why. No Gambia.
So how did you find the place? if we can, because we don't
So
want to spend
yeah, so okay,
too
so
much time.
it was easy to find like Zanzibar is a place where you can find a hotel or anything very easily.
Okay.
So before I left, I actually looked online and I found I booked something. I didn't know what, but I booked something. So we are there for a couple of nights.
So can you actually book online? Is it because I'm
Yeah.
always concerned when
Yeah.
I'm booking
Yeah,
for
yeah,
like
yeah.
Ghana or something? I'm very cautious because I'm not sure if I can book online and like
Yeah.
in Africa I'm not sure about Tanzania, but in Ghana you can actually book a place, you can go and you can. It turns out that it's not there. Like crazy things happen in West Africa.
I mean, excuse me. I booked on booking.com.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, or something
That's
like
fine.
this.
That's fine.
So I knew, the place did exist, and I did email them. And it was actually the best place in Zanzibar. We had to take a bus. So we arrived in Zanzibar in the airport. The first thing was, as I said, nobody was wearing masks in the airport. All of a sudden, everyone came from the plane and coronavirus did not exist. And I mean it. It was going from hell to heaven.
Oh my God, I can imagine. Oh my
Even
God.
now it's hard for me because it was a couple of years ago now, but when I landed there I was literally in heaven. I respected the land and that I can be there so much. I was so grateful. And we went through the visa, through the customs very quickly. They're amazing people straight on the border. Like, to be honest, I'll be honest with you. Zanzibar airport, it was very basic airport, okay? And my first impression of Zanzibar airport and landing in there was my Poland about 30 years ago.
Wow, okay.
This was my impression. I felt like the people were there for people, like the police and there were soldiers. They have big guns in Africa, everywhere. They have machine guns everywhere, But it's I guess I'm just used to it so much. I don't even pay attention to it. But they had big guns, but they were the most kind people and humane people. They were not treating you like you are something below them, like they were authority.
Take money,
No,
they don't.
no. This was the most beautiful thing I could not express. These people, they were ready to help. They were genuinely wanting to help. Maybe because my family also, little Rasta family, they must love the appearance, but at the same time they were so loving, I think. And there was like 5 of them helping us. Nobody asked for money. I've learned later that I could have given them money. I maybe should even have given them money, but I didn't. They did not expect that. It was nothing like, I'll do this for you because you give me money. No.
Because
it was
that's what it's like
everywhere,
in Ghana,
everywhere.
But
In
Ghana,
Jamaica, everywhere.
So you've had that experience in Jamaica, but not in
Not
Tanzania.
in Tanzania, no.
Wow.
And I even had to tell them at the border, wow, you are the most beautiful people. And they just smiled. They called me a taxi. They called the hotel, the little place where we were staying. They were so amazing.
Oh, wow.
So my heart was already in Tanzania forever since I landed.
I love it.
And then the journey in the taxi, arriving to it was the place where we used to Sagando. It's in Zanzibar. If anyone going to Zanzibar, look for Sagando. It's a very rutical kind of place where everything is, Rasta colors. They have reggae music. They have fire every night. Oh my gosh, I cannot express the joy and the experience that I have experienced. There were some beautiful people in there. It was not hotel, it was what you call lodge kind of thing. There were little huts, everywhere. So amazing.
So is it like African?
Yes,
I love it.
yes.
Like Ghana is westernized
yes, I know.
right now. Accra,
I know.
at
I
least.
know.
There are
I
other
know.
places that
I
aren't.
know.
But like Accra is
Yeah,
westernized.
I know.
Mm.
It's very so I heard, yeah. But our place, it was amazing. We woke up with the sun, we ate some fruits. Oh my gosh, it was the most. And then in the evening, okay, they told us we must go there to see the sunset. My first evening in Zanzibar. Can you imagine? We went, so you had to go through the beach, maybe about 5 minutes through the beach from the place here, through the beach, and here they had a place called, Kaifang. It was Kaifang, where basically there was party every night, and the fire on the beach, and people dancing